Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, Miss Criticizer 2021. Hope you all are doing well and hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Now, Family of Chantel, Season 4, Episode 7. Even though we currently know what is going on in real time with their marital issues, the show must still go on. I'm not sure if this is going to be the last season of the Family of Chantel. You just never know. Anyway, let me carry on, or how they say in the UK, crack on. So the episode starts with Chantel and Pedro. Chantel is getting ready to attend a friend's wedding, and unfortunately Pedro is not there to accompany her. He's not there to join her to the wedding, usually as couples do. And we all know, we can all see the tension, we can all feel the tension. Pedro is neglecting Chantel, he's ignoring her, and he said, hey, I'll rather go to the gym. I want to avoid Chantel and I want to release this stress. He also says that what's the point of joining Chantel at a wedding and pretending and fake smiling when things are not really alright? So, hey, he does not feel like. And my thing with Pedro is the emphasis that he keeps putting out there. Yeah? The thing that Pedro keeps saying is that I am becoming more successful. I am climbing higher. I'm not in that old place anymore. I'm elevating. Things are going so well for me. Why can Chantel not be there with me? Because now we need to think about goals. We need to think about money, and moving forward. And Chantel is not there with me. It's like Chantel wants to bring me down. And I'm like, I'm not sure, guys. Am I blind? Is it me? But was I blind all along when Chantel was the one that was working, going to nursing school? And I'm not taking away from Pedro that he worked in a warehouse. I mean, that is his startup job. But at the end of the day, when he was working in the warehouse, he was home usually playing video games. And no offense, it's like before he met Chantel, he lacked ambitions. And I just have to be honest about it. He wasn't ambitious. Yeah, he was not really, and that's not to say that he's not somebody that works hard, but he was just relaxed, he was chill, and to be honest, in my opinion, I feel that him now being in the States, being with Chantel, seeing other people, that actually elevated him. It influenced him. And there's no problem with that. We all find ourselves in different stages in our lives. And we all grow. We cannot be the same people that we were yesterday. I completely understand it. We all change. I can say the same for myself. I'm not perfect. We have to develop ourselves every single time. So I'm happy for Pedro that he's finally elevating himself and he's finally seeing the value in life. Yeah, but don't blame that on Chantel. So you think that Chantel just wants to control you and have you as a house husband and for you not to know your right? Let me correct it. Chantel is not Emily from 90 Day Fiancé this season. She's not Angela from 90 Day Fiancé, Angela and Michael. She has always been supportive of Pedro. So I don't know what he's talking about. He's basically listening to other people. And I know that Pedro cares about working and all that. But at the end of the day, he's a married man. Yeah, I think Chantel is at this stage in her life that she has experienced all of that. And she wants to start a family. Yeah, because now they're getting a bit older. It's not like now before they need to take the time to do things. He can still focus on his career and start a family with Chantel. Like, I don't see what's wrong with that. It doesn't warrant him to call her lazy. Somebody who is working like multiple shifts. Even during the pandemic, she was still working. Come on, man. So the next scene is Nicole and Alejandro. I'm going to keep it a few seconds. Nobody really cares. Alejandro is trying to win Nicole back. She cries. She said, I don't want to disobey my mom. My mom has been there for me through thick, through thin. And I cannot go against her wishes. But I'm still going to think about it. Boo, 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 boo. Whatever. I don't give a damn. I don't mean to be rude, but Pedro's family, no comment. So the next scene, Chantel's best friend, who also happens to be a Latina, she is, and also who happens to be married, she visits Chantel, and I think she brought like some kind of slow cooker or something like that. And so Chantel poured out her issues to her best friend. And of course, Chantel said usually she does not do that. But hey, her best friend is married and her opinion might be more valid than somebody who is not married. Fair enough. I respect Chantel. You know, Chantel is a typical Aquarian. I don't care what anybody says. Aquarians, you guys, I think when it comes to all the zodiac signs, your secret is the best saved with an Aquarian. Yep. Those people, they keep to themselves. They're very private. And they tend to be logical thinker, even though other people feel that they're cold-hearted. But hey, maybe that's the reason why. So Chantel, unlike Pedro, doesn't confide in a lot of people. She confided in her best friend what's currently going on. Pedro neglects her. Pedro calls her lazy. It seems like Pedro is checked out of this marriage. And the friend gives a couple of advices. Chantel also said that Pedro has a female colleague. Last time he brought a mug or something with a key holder with her name on it. And things that just make her feel very uncomfortable. Of course said, you guys have to work on your communication. Two wrongs don't make it right. He comes from a culture which is very traditional, where the woman is the homemaker, this and that. And, you know, if both of them try to argue, they should work it out. They should start to date each other again. And marriage is hard work, yeah? If there's no communication, no common ground, it's not worth it. And it's patience. Yeah, at this stage of their life, there's a lot of challenges. Let me move along. So, of course, her friend advised that, okay, since he's at work most of the time, bond with his colleagues. And so Chantel really did that. In the next scene, when Chantel walked into that restaurant, the eyes that were on her, the stank faces, and Pedro looking like, what is this bitch doing here? So Chantel came in and she said, oh, Pedro, won't you introduce me to your colleagues? Pedro said, I don't need to introduce you to them. You already know them. Pedro's manager decided to introduce Chantel to the colleagues. And Chantel said, thank you. Anyway, I know all of them. And Pedro said, you see, that's why I didn't even want to introduce you. Like, you're coming all year with an attitude. I said, gosh. So Chantel was calm and collected. Yeah, even though she was irritated. Chantel, of course, said to the colleagues that it's nice to meet you all. I know now where Pedro spends most of his time with you, the colleagues. And of course, I would also like to bond with you guys, get to know you guys, since you guys are also like a family to Pedro. And Pedro was just looking irritated the whole time. Chantel brought up the fact, like, Pedro says that usually you guys play a game in the office and you guys bring, I don't know, take each other's items or whatever with the name on it. Like, I heard about his female colleague and this belongs to her, blah, 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 this and that. And so the female colleague, who is very close with Pedro, said, oh yeah, it's just one of those things. He happened to take mine and he puts labels on things. It shouldn't be a big issue and all that. And so they got into a heated argument in front of the colleagues. This is so embarrassing. And Chantel said it's the irony that you're much more friendlier with your colleague than you are with me, your wife, at home. You always ignore me, you neglect me, you tend to be rude to me. I don't know what I've done to you. Basically just spilling out their marital issues in front of the colleagues. And it was so awkward. It got so heated that Pedro walked away. They exchanged a few words. Pedro walked out of that restaurant. My God. Left her hanging. Chantel was outside. She was devastated. She wanted to burst in tears. Pedro's manager came to console her and said that, listen, you know I've seen marital issues. I want you guys to work it out. When you guys are calm, talk. And Chantel said, I appreciate it. When Chantel finally got home, they she tried to talk calmly to Pedro, and she said that I'm just so tired of how you keep treating me. And he said, but what about how you are treating me? He said, you always ignore the things that I do. You always feel that you are right and I'm wrong. It's always about you. He said, it's always about you. And I'm sick and tired of it. Like, I'm done. And she said, then what do you want to do? He said, I'm moving out. And she was so devastated. And she said, if you're moving out, that means we're heading towards a divorce. He said, listen, I don't know what is going on. But that's what he offered because he's tired. Then that's where the episode ends. Again, there's miscommunication. There's a rift between them. And I'm not sure if they'll ever get back together. The divorce has been filed. It has gotten to an extent where Chantel withdrew like 200K from the business account. And transferred it to her sister's account. This is what's currently happening in real time. It's going to be a messy divorce. They filed restraining order against each other. I don't know if they're ever going to get back together. Anyway, that's my take on it. Tell me what you think about it. Who do you think is right? Pedro, Chantel, or are you in the middle? Try to see two sides of the story. But I feel like, I don't know, they need therapy. That's all I can say. Anyway, guys, thank you once again. Thank you. Bye-bye.